Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the MS35. This is Mechanic Studios and Dr. Wu's take on an Elita figure. This is Alie. So in this video, we'll have a quick look at her both her modes, help you decide how you want to display her. We're going to have a look at everything that comes with it. We're going to do some comparisons and some scale ideas with some other third-party figures, as well as some mainline figures as well. Once again, as I say, just to give you an idea of the shape and size of this particular figure. So as I start to pop all these out the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And the other is to thank Shozy, which is where this figure come from. And as you can see, they got it to me quickly and safely. So very quickly, the reason why this isn't called Elita is because Mechanic Studios are not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they're not allowed to call her by her proper name. So she's called Alie. Now I've got to confess as well, when I first put the pre-order in for this, this isn't the figure that I was expecting it to be, and the reason for that is I was expecting it to be sort of like a Dr. Wu figure, like this, one of the really tiny little figures. But I've learned, obviously, and of course people who are watching this might not know, same as me, that Dr. Wu make the tiny ones. The Dr. Wu and Mechanic Studios, which seem to be the same sort of two companies working together, make what is more commonly known as legend scale figures. Anyway, the packaging is great. You've got some lovely artwork there, and again, about the same size as a Dr. Wu box, maybe just a little bit bigger. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, quite a bit bigger to be fair, but obviously there's two figures in there. Comes packaged in a clamshell. There's a weapon there which we'll have a look at for the robot mode when we get there. And the instructions are, again, ridiculously difficult, but I'm sure you've already noticed that I've uploaded a separate tutorial anyway, because the instructions don't really say too much. And there you go. They're really difficult to understand, a lot of third-party instructions, to be honest. So hopefully the tutorial helps you out. Now, what I've also learned as well is that this was basically used as an RC figure, or the RC mold, and they've done what every other company does, is they've just adapted the mold, and now we've got an Elita version, which is great. We've got a collector's card as well, which you can see there, and I think you'll be able to read that if I hold it close enough and say pause. But what's interesting as well is obviously this, funny enough, where have I put her? I've got the old Earthrise RC, and I've not got her in alternate mode because, again, awful alternate mode, but it's nowhere near. Look at that. It's the same size as the backpack of that particular figure, which was really sort of interesting to give you an idea of scale and size. And as I say, this is what they seem to have copied by going with this sort of version and going with this sort of alternate mode, because they didn't go with the alternate mode, which is of course a car of this one. So that's quite interesting in itself. But the only thing to show you with the figure is it's really cleverly tucked up inside. The wheels are all individual, so they roll about no problem whatsoever. You can have this down as well if you wanted to. This is just paint. Obviously it's not translucent at all, and you know, that's it. It's small, it's basic, it serves its purpose. As I say, if to give you again an idea of how big it is compared to some other figures, it really is sort of kind of tiny, to be fair. There you go, there's a Hot Wheels one as well. So yeah, not much more really to say about the alternate mode. It's nice, the color scheme works, but I don't really know any legend scale collector, and please do let me know in the comments if you display in alternate modes. I think it's all, and the reason why I say this is because all the legend scale companies, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, tend to always get the scale in robot. So the alternate modes, although they're good, sometimes they're not as good as perhaps they could be, even though this one is pretty good, to be fair. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is most people I know display in robot mode. So let's come back and have a look at her in a robot mode. So here you go. We can see now that she's back in, let's be honest, for her size, her very impressive looking alternate mode. And I'm sort of kicking myself at the moment because I have actually sold on my new age versions of these particular characters, and it would have been interesting to see just how big the backpack is, because what they have managed to do, you know, you've got to take your hat off to them. They've managed to condense it pretty small, as I say, compared to obviously this one, which this is only half of the backpack, and of course it's not great at all. She's light as a feather, as you can see. She just flew over completely, but completely different size range, pretty much same articulation. I think I'm going to show you that in a second. This one, I got to confess, is a little bit awkward to stand due to the fact she's got such tiny feet, but the back kibble they've done an amazing job of. And again, remember with the Earthrise, and obviously they did a bit better job with the Studio series, it still would have, you know, pretty much this huge backpack on as well, which is great. It's much better than that. If I bring her out again, completely different sort of idea, more sort of based onto that. But again, you'll see now why these figures are dubbed as mini masterpieces. So let's show you the articulation and the detail that's on it. So the head sculpt is brilliant. It will spin all the way around, it'll look up and down, etc. No problem whatsoever. Shoulders are on ball and sockets, you can, and on a little hinge, so you can move these all the way pretty much up. You can't go full the way, you will just disconnect it. It is, as I say, it is just simply, oh, that's just missed there. Why is that missed there? It's just popped out. That can sometimes be the little problem with these, because they're so small and intricate. But once she's in and once she's fixed, there we go. Yeah, so you can't get the full T. You can swivel at the bicep, you can flex at the bicep, you can flex at the wrist, you can spin the waist all the way around, the legs will come all the way to the side, all the way to the front, they'll swivel at the knee, bend at the knee, ankle tilt, rock, toe tap, etc. Is there a genuine ab crunch for this? There is as well. That's a genuine ab crunch on a teeny tiny figure. So now you'll probably see why these figures, you know, are dubbed as pretty much mini masterpieces. This one, for anybody wondering, is pretty much, to my touch and my, I suppose, feel of it, is all plastic. It's not like New Age where you get die cast inside it. That is pretty much all plastic, to be honest. But yeah, quick look again at the rest of it. As I say, kibble at the back is brilliant. It's pretty nice, to be fair. As I say, some of the legend scale figures tend to go for too much articulation, etc. This one is okay. It looks all right. She does look, you know, good cartoon appearance in some way, with the head sculpt especially. She is, yeah, she's coming in at just a bit bigger than a core class. As I said, that's a New Age one, just to give you an idea, to be honest, of the size there. Funny enough, there's Magic Square. I've just got a few of them hanging around at the moment. In all honesty, guys, I do tend to ship off or sell on lots of my Legends scale figures. As I say in the videos, I do appreciate them. I do think they look good, but I just cannot collect another toy line, to be fair. She looks so that's why I've not got as many of them left as I had before. But I do like to do the reviews, because I do know loads of people who do in fact obviously collect them, and that's why I do these reviews for you guys. To be honest, there isn't really much more to say, and again, the reason for that is it's a very overused mold. So we had exactly the same as Hasbro and Takara do. They just get the particular figure. I've done Solus Prime, even though it's been in Mechanic Studios, everything's pretty much very similar about it. And you know, I've done the Paradon Medic, etc, etc. They all seem very similar. They do look pretty similar, but again, they've got different companies making them all, so you've got the choice for yourself. But I've got nothing more to say about her. She will fit perfectly with the rest of your Legend scale collection if that's what you collect. There she is. That is Magic, no, it's not Magic Square, it's Mechanic Studios 35 Alie. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.